Greater gifting crystals for 2019 divide opinions, everyone is confused about the new trailer, and we have our 5th anniversary gift. Hello everybody, welcome back to the 11th of December, Wednesday edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news. Man, there's so many stories to go over in this edition. But without further ado, let's get into the news. Our news kicks off with Sabretooth. I didn't know there was an issue with Sabretooth. It's not really a champion I overly use. I do use him from time to time in kind of auto-fighting questing where my A team and B team and even C team are busy with things like map 6 with Alliance Wars Defense and Alliance Wars Offense. So I don't really notice any kind of problem, but there seemed to be a great amount of lag when it comes to his Furies. Full details can be really found here in this sum up. Sabretooth has a bug right now. Normally the Fury triggers as soon as you get 10 hits, making it very easy to chain special to convert it to a perma Fury. The problem is right now there's a delay, making it so if you use a special as soon as you get 10 hits, the Fury isn't converted. Fix this please. This was passed along to the game team 3 days later for looking at. Fix was put in place yesterday, so obviously if you haven't reset your device since then please do that. And it is now working as intended if you found any issues with your Sabretooth. Now in other news, and you should be aware if you watched Marvel Contest of sort of news yesterday, the fact is we did put information out about back issues 4, so variant 4, which is going live as of today from 10 AM PT time. I think the rarity gates give more questions than answers, especially making you feel like, right, so quest 1 is potentially going to be fine for a lot of players, but as soon as you get down to quest 6, how is this scaling? Is it a case that the 1 stars are scaled up dramatically? Because obviously do bear in mind, if you're going to be a 1 star versus 1 star, that's fine. But if it's 1 star versus 6 star, how does that work? And is it very much all down to just skill not being hit whatsoever? And is there scaling when it comes to the buff related damage that you're doing with things like crackling energy or the other type of buffs? Also, for some, it looks like they've sold their 1 stars, and obviously they need to try and find ways to get more 1 stars. So will the 1 star availability be expanded past the usual types of champions like Scarlet Witch, Visions, Wolverines, Colossus, etc, etc. A couple bits of criticism, obviously, by the way, just following up on, there's the list of the 1 stars, you can see there. But also like the extent of ranking up champions. Now does this mean that players will be ranking up 4 stars, maybe even 3 stars to try and make sure that the champions you're taking in are better than the content they're grinding out against? And for me, like, I'm okay with that. I've ranked up a fair few 4 stars in my time, and the same thing with 3 stars. So I'm kind of ready for this. Command Mike's response to this is if you don't use those tier 4 basics, you can use the ones that you've already ranked up. Or if you're really skilled, not rank them past rank 3 or 4. Of course, it will be easier with rank 5 champions, but that's not necessary. But if you really don't want to use resources on 4-star champions, you don't have to do this variant or subtle burn. There will be others, and every single one of them will be about using different champions in your roster. I'm really excited about this one because I've been asking for one where you can use 1 and 2-star champions since we started making the variant difficulty quests. Command Mike also announced we're bringing back the Hero Crystal. It's a special crystal with 1 and 2-star champions. It will be live in the store somewhere, but you can purchase them for more 1 or 2 stars. Note, this is not the collector crystal, which includes exclusive 2-star champions. And that's all the extra info I have on this particular event. We'll just have to wait later on to see what this is all about and whether or not we're going to be facing off against 6-star champions with 1 stars and whether or not they're scaled up, or maybe it's like 1 star v 1 star. Pretty excited to see what's going to go down with this. In other news and compensation or correction, yeah, it was very odd to see this particular message come through this morning saying we have fixed an issue where items were not appearing on paths of Trials of Reed Richards. I was seeing stuff. I've been seeing stuff for the last few days. Maybe it's a certain particular quest path. Yeah, I don't know. Has anybody else been experiencing the issue? Or maybe this was to do with like day 1. If you went in on day 1, that the fact is there were no items, but I don't really notice when I'm doing stuff for videos. It's just kind of in, do it, and then out again. But yeah, thanks, I guess. And now on to the big story, which is 5 years. Many congratulations and celebrations. Happy anniversary to Kabam with Marvel Contest of Champions hitting 5 years. I've been playing for 4 years and 11 months. It's going to be my 5th year next month. So this is it's pretty exciting to consider this game has been running as long as it has, especially for a mobile game. You look at the likes of Marvel Battle Lines, and you know, like, they just couldn't get people to kind of like spend money on the game to obviously keep it running. But obviously this game is still running, it's still successful, and that's good news. There's been obviously problems over the years. It's not been the smoothest of sailing, and at times you just kind of go, well, what's the point with some things? But the fact is, there's still a devoted player base, which is completely amazing, and there's an amazing community around it, which is the best part about it. But as you can see here, we've got a nice little gift of 15,000 5-star shards. Compared with last year, which had signature stones and other stuff like that, it's kind of weird to kind of think that everything now is based on RNG for this, and some people have noted that that is a bit of an issue. I'm sort of fine with this, but I suppose I'm sort of fine because we've got featured 5 stars coming in next week, and I'm going to do a big opening, so I'm happy to have this. And as well, I'm at a point in position where if I do 2 5-star basics, it's probably going to equal the amount of 6-star shards that make me go, all right, okay, that's sort of all right. But in any case, what were your thoughts on that gift? Also, I've got this here, this nice little video that Kabam put out about the extent of people's grinding in game over the years, and how many summoners have downloaded the game, most played champions by tier. That was really fun to see, not funny, but fun to see. Especially Corvus being the top one as a 6-star. The amount of people online, there's a few kind of like stats that didn't really kind of add up correctly or seemed a bit weird. I also like the extent of active players is not put on there, which kind of makes me feel that that may be a somewhat issue, but we've got a devoted player base, so I think it's fine. Either way, this in my opinion was the 5-year anniversary video. So Kabam put out Rise of the Devourer. This was well, at first it was a very kind of like leading into what we hope to be a 5-year type trailer. Even though it's not kind of phrased in that kind of way, it makes us feel like this is us. It's referenced as a summoner, so the person that's in the suit is that summoner, basically looking over the battle world as it kind of transpires, which was really cool, with the Watcher there with his big head, big brain moment, kind of like watching over things like how they transpire. And obviously the summoner is exhausted, he's tired, and is given the option whether or not to go to this particular other universe or other kind of realm, which turns out to be Realm of Champions, which is the confusing side of things. Obviously, Kabam want to talk about the combined universe. They've been talking about a combined universe for the last 2 months, once the game was introduced to the whole kind of scheme of things. And obviously, we know from the puzzle that it is part of the universe. I think it comes at the wrong time. I'm fine with the idea based on the concept of the universe, but I don't like the idea of the fact that it fell too much closely to the 5-year anniversary. It just for me didn't work, and I think it didn't work for a lot of other players. They looked at this in a very confusing light. Like, all of this worked well, but if it didn't have Marvel Realm of Champions, because it sets up Galactus, which is important to the next few years or next year of MCOC and MROC. But it was too soon to release this trailer, in my opinion. But in any case, what are your thoughts on this? Put it down in the comment section down below. Do you think this was too soon? Do you like the idea but feel that it was presented in an incorrect way? And yeah, maybe it should have been best saved for the start of next year, maybe. Who knows? Put it in the comment section down below. Next up, I'm going to turn my attention to the calendar. Obviously, in a bit of a change from last year, where we had a question mark over the 25th of December, it is a champion. So it does make me think what's gonna happen with this winter calendar, which obviously based on what we saw last year with it, it's probably gonna pick up and be more extensive and, you know, better. But will there be something that is going to be either mystery for December 25th, or is it a case they're going to say like, okay, we're just going to secretly give you a little present that you're not going to really expect? Either way, December 25th, there's no question mark mystery like there was last year, so I think it opens up more questions about what the winter calendar is going to deliver when it kicks off, which I believe on the 18th of December. It's either one of those two. Now, just quickly with the arena predictions, I'm going with Medusa with a 2.2 to 2.5 mil kind of cut off now. I do feel that with the Cull Obsidian, lack of interest, especially with a lot of people wanting that, I kind of feel that a lot of these kind of decent champions that are going into basic aren't exactly thrilling to a lot of players. They want a lot of the newer ones. So I still think quite strongly 2.2 mil should be enough. Silver Surfer is kind of like, I'm not quite sure where the community lie on him, but I think that definitely you're looking at 55 to 60 mil when it comes to the 5-star. 4-star version, I'm going to stick my neck out and say 10.2 to 10.5 mil. I think that he's going to be a very low charting one based on like popular opinions at the moment that the champion hasn't really delivered. But let's say 10.5 to be safe, and the 3-star going for 1.4 mil. Those are my predictions. We'll see how this lies on Sunday, and in Marvel Contest Champions news next Monday. And now on to our final story, which is the Greater Gifting Crystal. Is this one gonna deliver? We got our first real flavour of this yesterday when the new event was put in. The side quest, which is a week by week thing, which isn't great, especially when you're like, I really need those 1000 6-star shards for epic. But basically the crystal, the Greater Gifting one this year delivers the following. There's 50,000 gold, tier 5 class, ISO 8, and a chunk of the bonus, a chunk and a bonus item. Ooh, bonus item. And the bonus items can be tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments. Yes, good. 5-star signature stones. Yes, good. 5-star class awakening gem. Yeah, pretty good. We'll have to see the percentages soon. 4, 5, or 6-star hero crystal shards. Remove the 4, and I'll be fine with the 5 and 6. A tier 4 class catalyst crystal, tier 5 basic catalyst fragments. Not too bad. 4 or 5-star Kang or Thanos. No, remove the 4. Or a 6-star Kang. Obviously the 6-star Kang being the rarest. But yeah, like these are champions that aren't really sought after nowadays, just from a collector's standpoint. In speaking to a few whales, they don't actually like this particular Greater Gifting Crystal, mainly because there's no 6-star signature stones, which would be great for them to see. So that's really from the whales perspective. From my perspective, there's a few things that, again, shift towards like metas and stuff like that. As a player, you've kind of gone like Cavalier. Those would want more chunkier items from this. Remove your 4-stars, keep your 5 and 6 stars. And also like other things, it would just be the extent of how many tier 5 basic fragments you get back, and as well the extent of things like tier 2 alpha with the current meta shift, and other things as well. So look, I think that it will be a case that some will like this. I think more will like it than others, but the whales, from what I've been speaking to, a few of them aren't really impressed by this. And obviously those are the people that put extensive amounts of money in over this time. And obviously they're allowed to do their thing, but there will be free-to-play players that will probably enjoy this for the amount of grind that they're putting in. But in any case, what are your thoughts on the Greater Gifting Crystals? Are you happy with them as they are? Do you think they could be better? Are you going to wail out on them still? Put it down in the comment section down below. Check out some other content here and here. I've been RichTheMan. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button and all that stuff, which according to PewDiePie is the wrong thing to say nowadays. What does he know? He's like doing really well. And like, you know, I'm struggling down here, doing me Raid Shadow Legends deals now and again, trying to make it as a creator full time. What does he know? Thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.